De Leone Sensuella. Bless the essence, for the essence blesses. Oh shit. What's up, y'all? Alright, let's get this live stream set up for restoration classes. Y'all. Oh shit, echo. Connecting. Breakfast is done.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, here we go.
Alrighty.
How's it going?
Doing alright. Been working with the union job. That's what I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Took today and tomorrow off. And I'll probably show back up Wednesday and Thursday again. Or at least Thursday and Friday, because it took 3 days to load in and set up, and it should only take 2 days to tear down and load out.
Okay.
So after this, I'm going to go speak to my leasing office and say, hey, got a new job, do all that stuff. And then head down to the IATSE office and see about getting my my badge. I spoke with a dude yesterday who's been doing it for decades, and he's like, oh yeah, the badge is probably one of the last things you'll get. They'll tell you you're supposed to get it real soon, but the badge gets you into places without even being questioned. And I was like, oh, okay, I can understand that. And he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, dude, I go to Red Rocks all the time and catch the main headliners with the badge. I just wear my dress blacks, walk in through our area where we're supposed to walk in, and park in the nice parking spot because there's the parking just for us. And you just walk in with a badge and bam, you're in Red Rocks.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because we were setting up for a some type of electronic cable expo, where it's actually like the cables you use for electronics and what's coming out, what's new. And I was talking with the dude. I was like, man, I totally want to come here and see what's going on, because think about all the free swag you're going to get. They're going to give you a whole bunch of free stuff, electronics. And the dude's like, oh yeah, this is how it's done. And he just starts telling me everything. I was like, oh, that's legit.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. And you know, tomorrow I have a meeting with Patrick of the I think it's called Next Chapter now. It used to be the Well Power to Succeed.
Yeah.
So there's that. And oh yeah, also I got to send an email or a phone call. Well, it'll be an email to the WIOA guy, because I'm still waiting to hear back from him. And last time I sent an email, he was out of the office, and I got an auto reply.
Oh, I see. Okay.
How was your
Awesome.
weekend?
It was good, just calm and didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So as far as the book work goes, so I went over your evaluation again. I just took another look at it to see kind of what the evaluator was saying and recommendations and all that stuff. And then I also looked at everything we've gone through so far. And it seems like I would say you have a pretty good understanding of like the content in the book and all that stuff, and the important aspects of, you know, understanding court and legal proceedings and whatnot. So the biggest thing, I guess, would be when we talk about your police report and your charges, it's just the rationality and like the kind of diminishing a little bit of that frustration towards the alleged charges. Does that make sense?
What does that mean? I don't understand that.
So when we discuss your charges, I can tell that you get a little worked up, a little frustrated over what they're saying, what happened, and that's totally understandable. I'm not saying that's wrong. But one of the big key points in the workbook is discussing the alleged charges and the alleged facts rationally with like a reasonable understanding, showing that you're not getting, you know, frustrated or worked up about it. And I think that is probably the biggest piece that we're missing.
Oh yeah, I totally understand that I get frustrated. I believe that the police report is a one-sided false report. Nowhere in there does it state that it was the people wearing an ISIS flag or an ISIS armband, which they've done. Nowhere in the police report does it state that they flashed a gun at me, which they did. Nowhere in the police report states that they came at me with a dirty syringe. Nowhere in the police report does it state that they called me a blue-eyed nigger. Nowhere in this police report does it state they spit on me and spit at me. So it's a real one-sided false report made by a person who was claiming to be drunk, selling drugs, and selling guns, named Umar A. Shabazz, who I recognize as a terrorist.
Right. And I totally understand that, and that's important for you to, you're able to compare and contrast. You're seeing what they're saying versus what you believe happened.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's important because those are things you should tell your attorney and be like, hey, this is wrong. This should be mentioned, brought up. Like, we should take action on these factors that are in the police report. But when we're talking about the police report itself, it's important to understand that we're talking about the alleged facts. So none of this is like convicted or brought to be true quite yet. These are alleged facts from the police report.
Understandable.
Yeah. So I totally sympathize with your frustration towards it, because I would be upset also if someone was making alleged facts and they left out all these details. But we just have to remember that those are things that we need to like write down, make sure we're telling our attorney, make sure we have a game plan to address, and just understanding that the police report, that is just one side of the story. Like, your side matters as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And one of the issues I have is with the attorney. He's basically said that he's not going to bring up the stuff I'm bringing up. And I brought that up to the judge. And this is the same attorney that once asked the judge, what is due diligence? And the judge rebutted with licensed attorney asking what is due diligence? How do I not rule ineffective assistance of counsel? So, yeah, you know, I understand that I do what I can to bring up everything to my attorney. Whether or not the attorney cares, I feel as if the attorney does not care. The attorney looks at it like, I'm a criminal, I'm a piece of shit, and I need to go away. And, I'll be honest with you, I've called my attorney a blue-eyed nigger straight to his face because the judge called me that and the judge called the attorney that. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, dude. And I think I asked him, I was like, is this why we're called blue-eyed niggers? And he's like, I take offense to that and I'm not going to do your case. I was like, cool, let's go tell the judge. And when we spoke to the judge did state that he has called me a blue-eyed nigger. The judge has stated that he's called my attorney a blue-eyed nigger. And my attorney's like, well, I don't understand why you're doing this. And then I started running my mouth. I was like, because he doesn't like our eye color. And the judge totally admitted to all of it. And I was like, well, Your Honor, do you understand how this is a total interference with him properly defending me with effective and adequate assistance of counsel, because the way he looks at it is he doesn't have to. I called him a name so he can sit on his ass and send me to prison. And the judge is like, yeah, I know, deal with it. So, I just keep, if all else fails, I just keep writing letters, keep filing federal complaints and going from there. And if all else fails, I get a new lawyer. I totally understand the process of that.
What is keeping you from getting a new lawyer?
Well, one, I want this dude to do his job. All right. Two, I look at it as the judge has already said, how does he not rule ineffective assistance of counsel? So that could present a mistrial or in an appeal, ineffective assistance of counsel right there.
Okay.
So why wouldn't I basically try to ride this wave into a tsunami when I know that if all else fails, I can get a new trial? Because my lawyer has done gross negligence and blatant ineffective assistance of counsel, which the judge has basically already acknowledged. And when I spoke to the judge about getting a new public defender, he's like, no other public defender is going to take your case, Mr. Wheeler. No other lawyer will represent you, so you're stuck with this one. And I was like, well, if I fire this one and require a new one, you guys have to do your job. And he's like, yeah, I know. And we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get to it. The judge stated that, and I'm completely aware. So, I'm still expecting this case to be dismissed. And if not, I'm hoping that I could write enough federal complaints to get the judge sent to prison, the prosecutor sent to prison, and the lawyer sent to prison. And I understand that won't actually get my case dismissed, but at the very least, I can continue to write these letters and get these people on no-fly lists, international suspected known terrorist lists, so that way they cannot easily go out and violate the rights of others.
Okay. When do you have court next?
Next month, the 17th and the 20th.
Okay. Are you in communications with your attorney before, like, when court is not happening soon, or is it just when court?
That dude doesn't return phone calls, doesn't return emails. I've showed up to his office before, the public defender's office. There's no real communication prior to maybe 15 minutes before my court date or time when I show up.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then I did talk to Lisa, and she did some messaging around. They reached out to your old case manager. She didn't say what her name was, but that the case manager was going to talk to her supervisor about it tomorrow.
What case manager?
She didn't say her name, and I wasn't able to find anything in the system, so I'm not sure.
What is the case manager associated with? Is that the work coach or?
No, so this was the referral to like services we were talking about.
Maritza?
If that's who you remember, then probably.
That for the, but that's all like the vocational stuff, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think the only type of case management I've had is Lisa and you.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not considered case management, and Lisa is Bridges liaison. So,
Okay.
but when I find out more, shouldn't give me too much information because she probably didn't have it. But when I find out more tomorrow, hopefully I can let you know. And it's all voluntary, so it's not
Alrighty.
required. But just having that option, and I think having a case manager, to kind of help out with other things is nice. Do you have any questions?
No. I have like legal questions, but
Yeah.
one of them is when speaking with the lawyers, some dude took a video and he put it on his TikTok, and he gave a witness statement, and my lawyer doesn't want him to be there because it goes really good with my affirmative defense. And that's one of the issues that I've had. I brought it up to the judge, and the judge is like, well, that's just something that the court has to recognize, but right now you're incompetent to proceed. And so that's a bridge we have to cross when we get there.
Right.
But yeah, so I've dealt with stuff before in the legal stuff, and like I had a what was that called? An obstruction of traffic ticket. All right, and it was like a petty offense or a misdemeanor, and I was found guilty, and it was in my mind, a real sham trial. But my first lawyer was an alternative defense counsel lawyer, and he just wanted to send me away for competency evaluations. I didn't agree with that, so then I started writing letters to the FBI, Interpol, all the embassies I could, stating, hey, this person I recognize as a terrorist. You need to put him on an international no-fly list and a wanted list, and he's setting me up to be harmed. And some of those made it through because I remember that somebody else had the same lawyer, and this lawyer, all he ever did was talk shit about me afterwards because of all those letters I sent. I sent them to the judicial, whatever it is, the one that you sent that you complained to lawyers about, and
yeah.
So I understand the process, and I understand how some of the lawyers don't like me, and they can legally basically sit on their ass and let shit hit the fan. And I also understand that I can legally report that and basically aim the fan back at them. But
you were doing restoration, you said you've done it another time before with Lindsay, right?
I don't remember the name.
But you've done it before?
Yeah, I've done these classes off and on for at least 2 years now.
Okay, and that was was it the same case you're going through now?
Well, I'm going through 2 cases. And one lawyer will say, hey, we want a competency evaluation. And then one of them came back, I was competent to proceed. And then by law, the lawyer can ask for a second competency evaluation. And then that happened. And then I had to do restoration classes. I did restoration classes, was found competent to proceed in one case. And then the other case, the lawyer said, hey, I also want a competency evaluation. So that happened again. So, I don't remember each evaluator or each counselor who did the competency restoration classes.
Right. Because I think I only see. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know what the other case is. I only see the felony 5, the felony menacing. I don't have any information on the other one. Working with Christopher Smallwood.
Yes, that is the current lawyer. The other one, her name is Gabriella, and that's the misdemeanor. It started out as a curfew violation for the George Floyd protest.
Oh, I see. So it's a different county, or is it a different?
It's here in Denver City, Denver County. It's at the Lindsay Flanagan. It got dropped and dismissed, and then it got up to a like a F3 felony, assault on a peace officer with bodily injury. Then that all got dismissed, and then they re-brought it as a misdemeanor, and yeah, you know, that one was really fucking out there because I wanted to go pro se because the lawyer, Weber, I think his name was, wasn't doing his job, and I was like, you want what? Screw this. I will just go pro se. I have to go to an Aguilero advisement, a pro se advisement, and it was during COVID. I went in to the courtroom wearing my white privilege T-shirt, and the DA mentioned that they knew some dude was going to shoot up the Table Mesa King Supers. That was before it happened. And they were like, yeah, if you show up, we're going to blame you for this. So I didn't show up. I restreamed it on a live stream. And when that all happened, they kind of like had false reports that I was associated to it. So then that got my felony dismissed. And even the judge was like, yeah, the federal government says we have to dismiss this case, Mr. Wheeler. So I'm dismissing it. Have a good day. And then the DA brought it up as a misdemeanor. So there's that I can always bring up to say, hey, you know, this is for lack of a better term, a perpetuation of targeting me in association to the false reports made about me to the Table Mesa King Supers shooting in Boulder, Colorado. And, you know, I just have to, you know, go through the hoops and go from there.
Gotcha. We are just about out of time.
Okay.
Do you have any questions? So we aren't going to meet again for a full week.
Yep.
Do you have any questions or need anything before we meet again? I mean, I'm here all week, so if you have anything comes up, just let me know. But
no, I'm just doing my work thing, you know. That's kind of the way reality works. You got to work to get money to pay bills. So, yeah, I'm just doing what I can. I plan on saving all my money, and hopefully, you know, I looked for round trip tickets to Rome, Italy, because I still want to go to the Vatican. Those are like $900. I call it $1,000. It's just $1,000 with like a week or two in advance before you go, and go from there, and just do my thing.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Are you planning to go anytime soon, or are you just looking?
As soon as I can. You know, it's all dependent on money. So I get the funding to go, then you know, I just have to inform the court and the pretrial release officer.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome.
But who knows when that will happen?
Yeah. I will talk to you next week.
Awesome. You have a beautiful week and a beautiful weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye.
Everybody in YouTube land, fuck, I have to go take a morning shit so fucking bad, dude. Wasn't kicking in until I started drinking my blueberry orange juice. So yeah, everybody in YouTube land, stay warm if you need to stay warm, stay cool if you need to stay cool. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay sober if you're choosing sobriety, because I am. I gotta go downstairs, talk to my leasing office, because I got a new job. I gotta go check in with the main office of my job to see about getting my badge. I gotta send some emails to the WIOA program for the Tech P to see about getting my CompTIA certificate, my CompTIA Plus certificate. So yeah, peace, love you. End broadcast quick.